there's many avenues of revenue to help you recoup your money on your first film and get another film done afterwards in the future. The thing is trying to get your views up. There's two things. Either your film has names, in which case you're in a different range already. I'm a sucker for Jean-Claude Van Damme films. Yesterday I was watching a film, and 1995, and that ad's going to be shown, and they've probably made its money back already. The good thing is if you define your genre, and that may be horror, that may be action, more expensive, that may be Christmas movies, which are huge demand, that may be talking animals, whatever. When you as a viewer start to look films in a niche, in a genre on Tubi, like on YouTube, it's going to learn, the system learns what you like. So when you finish watching something, it will say, hey, here's those other films available. And you think, oh, well, people are going to watch another film than mine. Oh, that's not nice. Well, it works both ways, because if somebody's watching, I'll give an example everybody knows, the Blair Witch Project. Mm-hmm. And after watching the Blair Witch Project, it says, oh, go watch Ghost Webcam and some other titles. Boom.
Right.
So it's actually a great way of being seen and getting money and getting your money back. I know one of the huge niches, which is very much unknown by a lot of people, is like African-American black movies on Tubi, because there's big names, big Hollywood names, obviously. There's somebody who's huge is Tyler Perry in Atlanta, and I think he's a billionaire now, but there's hundreds of films on Tubi done in Atlanta and in LA, all over the place, by African-American directors with African-American cast, etc. And they're getting huge numbers, huge viewers numbers. One guy is making like $100,000 a month out of his film. Wow. I've seen it. It's a comedy. It's funny, but it's probably not the kind of film that would get picked up by other networks. So there's an opportunity to be seen, and an opportunity to have the viewership. I mean, it's available to 360 million people in the US, so 40 million, something like that, in Canada, etc., etc. So, it's a window. It's a window to get your film seen. Yeah. There are other platforms. There are big platforms like the Amazon Prime or Netflix, which most of the time you're going to have a direct deal with them, which are not in my budget range at all at this stage. Mm-hmm. Shudder, which I believe has had a few financial problems in the last few months, like a lot of big streaming companies. It's become a bit more difficult. So getting deals on those are like getting deals back in the day on HBO or on a big network, etc.
Right.
But Tubi is owned by Fox. I mean, it's gigantic, but they made a choice, to get a lot of content, as like YouTube. Right. They're not doing any promotion for you, but it's an opportunity. You either take it or lose it. You either take the opportunity to be seen by millions of people, or you walk around with a script for another 10 years.
Right. So what is the approach when it comes to, and I'm speaking specifically of the approach, what is the approach with Tubi? Is it basically just filling out a registration form for your film? Or do you have to speak to them directly? Do you have to go through your distributor and get them to contact Tubi? How does that work?
You cannot upload. You cannot talk to them unless you're a partner, a distribution partner. So there's two ways. Either you go through a distributor, known in the business, and again, do your due diligence. Or you go through an aggregator. So an aggregator like Indie Rights, which is kind of Indie Rights, a mix between a distributor and an aggregator, or Film Hub. Basically, a platform like Film Hub, you create an account online, like an email, like you would create an email, you put your email, your password, boom, done. You upload your film, the synopsis, the key art, which is the poster, and each time there are specific specifications for your key art. It cannot have the little festival laurels. No one cares about that unless it's Sundance or the Cannes Film Festival. It cannot have your name on the poster, so unfortunately that stays apart. There's a whole lot of stuff you need to get right. You need to get your subtitles right, because that is a legal obligation in the US. No subtitle in English, no closed captioning, no show. It is what it is. And it's great if you can't, I mean, if you're somebody that can't hear, or it's great that people can watch your film and see the film. A lot of people actually watch content with the subtitles on, even if they've got perfect hearing, because they do something else at the same time. So it's a good point for you also. So you upload your film like you would upload a video on YouTube. You upload your key art. You do your keywords in a sense, which basically is saying which genre you are and which niche you are. You say what your talent is, which by talent is the actors. So if you got a name, obviously the name comes first. Length, genre, subgenre, and it becomes a marketplace. So basically, on that marketplace, Tubi will go, and usually they'll take it within a few weeks. Amazon Prime, Freevee, which is the free viewing channel for Amazon, which is available, I believe, only in the US and the UK at this date. Vudu, which used to be Fandango, Walmart, and dozens of other platforms. The dozens of other platforms for the moment have limited viewership. So, don't expect to make a fortune there. I've been talking to other people in the indie film world. The biggest revenue makers as of today, 2023, are Tubi and YouTube.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well,
if you go via indie rights, they will take 20% of your revenue, which is a pretty fair deal, to be honest. Obviously, you'd like to give 100%, but you get access to all the platforms for this minimum sum.
Right.
Yeah, there are other opportunities also, especially when you're in the niche where people are passionate. And that if you keep control of your movie, and that goes back to funding, a lot of people still want to have a physical copy of the film, maybe DVD, Blu-ray, believe it or not, VHS, huge comeback. People are loving it, especially in horror. So you get your film on a VHS in the VHS cardboard box or plastic, etc. And there is a demand around that. The same thing as there is a demand for vinyl and music. And there's all kinds of ways of doing that. There are various platforms, which I'm not going to go into detail, where you upload your film, you upload your key art, and you can order a DVD or Blu-ray on demand. They can even ship it to your fan, your client.
Right.
So if you've got your own website, which you need to have, and if you have your own, build your own followers, and you keep them alert on social media what you're doing, and people say, okay, I've watched the film Tubi, but I loved it, and I want to have a physical copy because who knows when it's taken off streaming, or maybe because they collect physical media. So if you give an opportunity to people and say, let's be reasonable, $15, $19, and they get a copy, you get it on demand. So basically they order it, and within, I think, 7 working days, something like that, they get a physical copy. You make money. Your fan gets a physical copy.
Right.
If you're doing something like crowdfunding, and crowdfunding isn't only, people have a funny view about crowdfunding, it's not just about very small projects. There are people making projects in the $250,000, $500,000 range as we speak. If you want to build, if you want to make it available to your funder, to somebody that's been funding you, if you want to make a DVD copy available, Blu-ray available, it's going to cost you X dollars, under $10,
right?
And make it and get it sent. There's many avenues of revenue to help you recoup your money on your first film and get another film done afterwards in the future.